All good, fellas. Right, we're just going to dive straight in. I want to just get us rocking and rolling. It's a pleasure to speak to you both. So thanks for taking the time to do this. It's very, very cool to talk to you, considering what's been going on over the last, well, not even the last year, for the last couple of years, really. Ever since kind of post-pandemic and stuff, you've been on a fly, and even this year looks like another busy one. Speaking individually, we'll start with you, Nicolai. What's the mentality like at the moment for you in regards to how things feel in the band? You know, gearing up for more and more shows this year, that kind of thing.
It's kind of the same mentality as always. We just grinding, uh, trying our best to make stuff happen, play as much shows as we can, uh, and currently we are beginning to write new material for another album.
So
So we
damn,
just working.
comes around quick, doesn't it? Simon, are you excited about the future? You excited about things right now, how they feel?
Yeah. We're in a good stream. It feels like we've like every other bands, we have our ups and downs, and it feels like right now we're all like starting to come together around something new and figure out how to write new stuff without just repeating ourselves and stuff like that. So yeah, our minds are always at the next step. What are we? We're always producing and doing new stuff. So as soon as our record's out, it's already that's here. You can listen to that while we work on the next stuff. So yeah, we're grinding all the time. But yeah, we're excited. We're just we know what lies ahead in our minds. So we're excited about that.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad you're excited about it. I'm glad the future's feeling and looking so bright. As of this time right now, though, Simon, speaking to you first, what right now is keeping you busy as far as band stuff goes?
Uh, yeah. Uh, there's a lot of personal stuff going around, and where I've always in my lyrics and the way I write my stuff, the more hard days I have, the easier it is to me for writing
Mm.
Lifesick. So I've been through some hard months, and it's just for like something good can come out of that somehow, and for Lifesick that's a good thing. But yeah, it's been tough. It's December and November and everything, you know. Everybody hates it, so yeah,
Winter months, eh? I get ya. I get ya.
yeah,
Spring's here, slowly but surely.
yeah.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, it gets a little brighter. Nikolai, what's keeping you busy right now as far as band stuff goes?
Yeah, right now we are, as I said, we are writing for the next album, and for us, it always starts with the riffs.
Mm.
So I'm just trying to write a lot of new riffs, and at the moment we're feeling uh, very inspired by some of the newer hardcore albums that has come out, like Missing Link, the new
Mm.
album they put out. Um, so we are writing a lot, and then we are preparing for the tour that's coming up here starting April 10th. Um, yeah.
Well, it's fabulous that you're finding inspiration from the current crop of quality hardcore bands. You're right, there are some great stuff coming out at the moment. So it's cool that you're also clued into that. And I'm glad you're excited about the tour that's coming up in April, of course. Europe, always fun place to hang out on tour. What's your, Nikolai, start with you. What's your favorite thing and least favorite thing about touring Europe?
Oh, um, I think. I think my favorite thing is coming back to some of the places we have been before and see how there seems to get more people to the shows every time. So I feel like we are doing something right.
Mm.
And my least favorite thing would probably be driving on the autobahn and eating gas station food. Uh, we have something in the German gas stations called beefy,
Mm.
which is yeah.
It's a
Would you say
small salami, man. It's a small salami, fucking sausage thing, and yeah, it's the most disgusting thing ever.
it definitely makes the whole van smell like kind of dog shit. So yeah, that would probably be my least favorite thing.
Uh, Stop eating that, clearly. Clearly, it's
Yeah.
best to stop buying and eating that. How about you, Simon? What's your favorite and least favorite thing about touring in Europe?
Yeah, favorite thing is definitely just the adventure. It's like just going on a boys trip with the boys, and you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know who you're gonna meet, and you don't know if there's always some ups and downs on tours, and it's just a part of the ride. And I'm just looking forward for everything. But yeah, and least is just we call it Reis mit Scheiß. It's it's German. It means rice with some random shit because that's most of venues in Europe. You get some rice and then some random shit to eat. So you just get tired of it. Either that or what's called every place makes it chili con carne. Yeah, yeah. It's like venue food every night. It's the worst. The
Yeah,
first
and
2 days it's good, but then yeah.
we get that it's easy just to make a big bowl of chili con carne when there's a lot of bands playing and everything, but it also kind of sucks 10 days
Yeah,
in a
but
row.
yeah, because every venue does it. So it's the same 3 days in a row, and then some rice 3 days in a row, and then chili con carne 3 days in a row. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry to hear that. I get it, as I say, I do, but my sympathies. I don't think it's any better over here. But of course, alongside that,
Nah.
well, that is great. You've got that tour. You've also got summer festivals lined up as well, which is always fun to see because, we dream of the outdoors and those festivals. Same question then, but we're focusing on festivals now. So starting with you, Nicolai, favorite thing and least favorite thing about playing a festival?
Um, yeah, my favorite thing is probably that people seem to be in kind of a different mood at a festival. Uh, some people are, I always say that it's more fun to play for drunk people.
Yeah.
But I think people are just a little bit more loose at a
Hmm.
festival. So that's always fun, and it's nice to walk around at a festival and see other bands and maybe eat some good food or yeah, just chill and hang out.
Hmm.
I don't know what my least favorite thing about a festival. I kind of love festivals.
Just love it.
It's the road.
Um,
It's the road trip home from the festival.
yeah, yeah, it's leaving early from a festival because you have to go home. That's my least favorite thing.
Yeah, I get it. What about you, Simon?
Favorite thing is just the crowd is so different. We have a lot of bands do different have different like sets with them when they are
Hmm.
playing a tour, and we have some sets for smaller venues, more hardcore shows, and we have for when we play with a lot of punk bands, we have shows with less breakdowns in our set because it works better, and then we have the festival set. The festival set is just something else because it's made for getting people to sing along and it's a whole other vibe than just
Hmm.
getting the energy up there. So yeah, just stick playing something different once in a while. It's I started playing this kind of music because I like the small hardcore shows, but I started to enjoy more and more like the big venues, the big festival scene.
Yeah.
It's something different. Yeah, it's really there's a different vibe, as like Nicolai says. It's it's really something else. It's hard to like put a finger on it totally.
Well, yeah, as
And
well, because sorry, go on.
no, it's just the worst thing is just the toilet
Yeah,
facilities.
okay. I would like
Yeah,
to
and prices,
change
just
my answer.
all overall prices for everything at a festival is insane. Really in Europe it is. Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't matter what a festival is. Those are problems all around the world. But there
yeah,
are so many to choose from as well. And particularly from a stylistic point of view, you can have your wider, varied ones like Varkin to Download to Bloodstock and all of that. But then you get the smaller ones that may be more focused on certain genres and things like that. Is there a dream festival outside of the big ones? And you know what I mean by the big ones. A dream festival that but either of you would like to play?
we
Um,
we've always
we
talked about
actually,
this as
yeah,
hardcore and stuff like that. We're really into the US hardcore scene, so all of those classic hardcore gigs over there is dream shows for us, and also the newer ones at the on the on the East Coast, I guess. Like San Francisco area got a lot of new nice bands and
West
festivals.
Coast.
Yeah, West Coast. Yeah, that we really really would love to play one day.
Yeah, we definitely want to go to the Sound and Fury Fest
Yeah,
in LA. That just looks insane. It's uh it's like every band's set is popping off. But we always have talked about a festival in Europe that we're actually playing this summer called Eberfest,
yeah,
which is that that festival has always been very hardcore focused, and we have watched a lot of videos from that festival since we started the band. So that kind of always has been a dream to play that festival, and we can't wait to go this summer.
yeah. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
A dream realized, which is simply fabulous to hear. You were watching videos of it, and then in a year, come part once the summer's out of the way, hopefully you'll be able to watch a video of yourself performing on there
yeah,
as well. And it's been fabulous, just been fabulous to see people really, really enjoying it in recent times as well, and getting to know you more and more outside of Europe too. It's been a few months since the release of Loved by None, Hated by All, of course. We're beginning to get a clearer picture of how it's been received, and it's been received really, really well, at least from my perspective. But from your perspective, being in the band, how have you found the response to it so far?
The response has been really good, both from a lot of new people. There's a lot of new people that starting to pop their heads out from everywhere, and yeah, it's like it's doing its own thing with people and spreading the word by itself, but still all our diehard fans and friends still dig it as they dig all our old stuff. So they're no, we're not disappointing anybody, and we're not and we're still making the new guys happy. So it works. It's doing what it has to do. So yeah, it feels good. There's nothing really to worry about. We're proud of it ourselves. I listen to the record a lot myself still. So uh, uh, nothing bad to say really. So
yeah, yeah. It seems to people seem to like it, and we in our own camp it's definitely the one we it's the best album we have made, at least from our perspective, and that's for us it's the most important thing that we are doing something that we love ourselves. But yeah, it's in our minds, it's already an old album. We are focusing on the next thing.
Of course, unfortunately, that is the case, isn't it? It's only a couple of months old for the listeners, but from you who's written it and recorded it and you've lived with it for so, so long, of course, you're constantly moving forward. And I get that, but ultimately, you can't really, we would tell me too much about the future at this stage, so we gotta look to the past a little bit here. And I just want to say, like, I agree with everything you're saying in regards to this album being your best work to date. It's your most evolved. This is you have it clearly haven't learned so much over the past few years, not just about each other or yourselves, but in the from playing live, performing, and all that stuff is here. It's so clear, and that's what a lot of people seem to be saying when I was just generally looking around at comments and things like that. Is that people understand your evolution and are feeling it and seeing it, and the fact that more and more new people seem to be discovering you. It's the goal, right? Isn't it? So even though, I mean, we come back to this in a year's time, and and see a wider view. It's still only been a couple of months, and while you musically might be moving on, does it excite you to sort of think that the album still has so much legs to go, so much time to run before the dust fully settles on it?
It's the weirdest feeling every time, but yeah, it's the thing with the band. Yeah, it takes a long to write an album, and then when you record it, it takes half a year to a year before it's out. So you have to listen to that record 100 times before it's anywhere and anybody hears it. So yeah, it's not that new for us, and but it's it's still it's still like it sums up everything. But already now we're talking about small fixes we can do already. So it for us it's still the best we have made so far. We're always aiming to make better, but
Of course.
yeah.
I have no
Next,
doubt whatever comes next will be even better. That's the thing. Like, if this is what you can do and you're still evolving and learning, well, you will be doing that for the rest of your time as a musician, learning and evolving and finding new things to be inspired by. But has there been a particular track from the album that perhaps you've noticed is resonating with listeners in a way that maybe you didn't expect beforehand? Like, maybe you didn't think it would be a really important one, but it's becoming an important one.
Uh, uh, I feel like the song "Peace Through Superior Firepower" gets a good pop when we play
Mm,
it live. Um, I don't know how surprised we are. It's kind of built for to play live.
mm.
Um, the song "Poems for My Funeral" is, at least for me, it's kind of surprising that people like that song so much, because I don't really feel that song, but all the other guys in the band really like that song, and
Hmm.
it seems to get a pop also when we play it live.
that's
I
the thing,
just
because you hear the song as how you're playing it. You have
Yeah,
some other riffs you want to play more than the riffs in that song. It's not that you don't like the song. It's just yeah,
I
yeah.
just think it's dumb, but
But it some dumb riffs. You wrote the dumb
yeah,
riffs.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's the way we do our records is mostly open. We don't really aim for a single or something special that we have in mind that
Hmm.
is like we need this one out and then this one, and it's just it mostly just comes by itself. And when we have recorded the record, we actually mostly just pluck some random songs that we like and then make some videos for those. So for us, it's we don't really. Everybody in the bands have their favorite song on the record, and it's for me it's some because the lyrics are cool, and for other guys it's because the drums, and it's hard to say. Yeah,
Yeah, and obviously from a listener perspective, a favorite song chops and changes. I'll have a favorite song on the album, but then I'll come and see you live, and that other song sounds so damn good live that that becomes the favorite, and so on and so forth
Yeah,
as we go on until the next new song comes along, and that's the new favorite.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
However,
And it's
go on,
always
sorry.
like that.
Yeah, it is. But that's the joy of music, isn't it? Nikolai, how creative are you feeling right now? Because obviously the period and time for Loved by None, Hated by All was very creative. The end result speaks for itself. But that seems to have be a consistent thing with the band overall, that your creativity flows and flows and flows. Is that still the case now?
For the moment, right now, I feel very creative.
Mm.
Uh, it always comes in periods. Some periods are uh, you hit kind of a writing block. But at the moment, we are very creative, and it always seems to go hand in hand with uh, how much is going on with
Mm.
shows and everything else. If we're playing a lot of shows, it kind of uh, ignites the creativity in some sort of way. Um, and we are writing some very cool stuff in the rehearsal room right now. And then that again amplifies the creativity.
Ugh.
So right now it's very good, I would say.
What's an off day they'll look like? Simon, you take this one. What's an off day where you're not so much because it feels like you're constantly thinking band, thinking music, thinking creativity. What does an off day look like for the band?
Yeah, we still good friends because we know each other from kindergarten almost.
Hmm.
A lot of us. So we do a lot of other things too. We hang out and we have all of us have become dads over the last few years. So we last year we took our guitarist Nick's kids to Legoland and had a blast with him and they love hanging around the band. So yeah, we're just trying to enjoy life like everybody else.
But
But
even in
but
those situations, even in those scenarios where you're all together enjoying life in a way, you're able to not go, "Oh, I've just had an idea about for the bat," or just you're able to
No,
switch
nah,
off.
we're never off then. Then we're never off. Yeah. You can always hear somebody in the back like, listen to this riff. Yeah. Then we're never off.
yeah,
No.
we're always talking about it if we are together and somehow. Uh, it's yeah,
And then when we're not together, we're writing. I'm doing small poem stuff, and you're doing riffs, and we're just working on it because we want to. It's just a passion project that a small hobby that like yeah. There went
I
too much fuel on the fire, and all of a sudden it became a small firm that has to be looked after and taken care of. But it's
I
fun
think
stuff.
our girlfriends and wives are sometimes getting kind of tired of hearing about it so much
Yeah,
because we also meet with our girlfriends and wives. We kind of have a big group together, and then we're always talking about the band. I think it's sometimes it's kind of boring for them, but it's part
But
of
it's
the
your passion.
package.
Yeah,
Yeah,
package,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
your passion, and clearly it means so much to you. And so it becomes part of life, so to speak. It is who you are. Nobody should ever, and far be it for me to speak to for your partners, but I'm sure they would never want to change you in any way, shape, or form from who or what you love anyway. And clearly your passion comes through. Even now, months after, so we've done, the album's out, and we're in that post-release period where it's about trying to find shows and play live while doing other bits towards the future. Do you still get that excited when things aren't as busy as it was, say, leading up to an album release?
We I don't know how Lifesick does what it does. But it's yeah, it seems like it's just a part of us now.
Mm.
We've been doing it for 10 years. I can't imagine it not being there. It's just yeah, it's just there no matter what. Uh, and it, that's yeah, that's cool with me.
Yeah, it seems like the grinding aspect is so much a part of how we are as a group. When it's sort of a down period, we kind of think, okay, then we have to work uh, this much harder, and we have to do this thing to make. We always working,
Mm.
so it's kind of it's the down periods kind of motivate us to work even more.
We have always done a lot of our own media stuff and merchandise and designing like that. So when we are not in the rehearsal room and touring and what we call off days, then we're doing a lot of the other stuff. Then we're doing small promotion videos. We're doing working on posters and working on merchandise and all the other stuff. So there's no really a downtime anymore. Leipzig, as I said, started as a hobby, but it became a small firm, and there's not really time for having that much off time. Uh,
It becomes a business, so to speak, as
yeah,
well as depressing as that might be to you, a choice of words to use. It is part of it, and you kind of jumped in and give me inspiration for the next question because, of course, you're right. Behind the scenes, guys, you can make your music and you have great fun doing that, and then you get to play it live and so on. But behind the scenes, there is so much work to be done. Things like, content for social media, which is one of the most dragging aspects of being in a band. Tell me, Nicolai, we'll start with you, Nicolai. The social media side of things, from a personal and professional perspective, can you find enjoyment in doing that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's me doing the social media stuff and videos and everything. And I always love to think about how we can do things different or do some funny little video.
Mm.
And I really love doing tour update videos. Yeah, it's over the years it has become my passion kind of.
that's the thing. It's just more work, but everything is something that we really want to do. We're still passionate about it. Uh, and it is the thing. If you want to play shows like we do now and have the fun that we can get when we are here, you have to grind a little. You have to work a little, and it's just a part of it. Even though we all of us have played other bands before this, where we just slacked off and just had the fun part of it, but then you get so and so far, and it stops, and you can play in 5 years, and you can still play the same small venues, and nobody knows anything. Uh, and as soon as you try a little and figure out there's a lot of extra to get if you want to grind for it, it's worth it. So it doesn't really feels like a hassle or anything. It's just a part of it, and all of us are so passionate about it still. So we just want to do it, and if even more work comes, we want to do that to a certain point, and then let's take it from there when if we get that big.
I'm glad you feel that way because that side of things, social media, promotion, all of that can be so exhausting and it's not for everybody. Even doing something like that, like here, let's chat and do an interview and a conversation back and forth. It's not for everybody and it can be it's such a problem when you just want to get out there and make music. But if you don't do that, it becomes harder to sell the band, of course, to people because everybody's making music out there and it's so oversaturated and easily accessible that it can be a bit of a struggle for your voices to get heard. Do
Yeah.
you have a plan might be the right word, or a concept of how you think you can continue to amplify your voice, to get the word out there about Lifesick and get more and more people noticing what you're doing?
We're getting some nice help from the middle blade guys,
Of course.
which gives us a good push in a new direction, and a big nice US scene that hasn't hurt us yet, really. And also we're getting better booking and stuff like that. So the promotion by itself gets done pretty much by other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what we have done since we started the band, we always have. I'm thinking of how to explain it. It has to be fun for
Yep.
ourselves, and I feel like when we are making stuff that feels fun for us, it seems to uh, sell better to other people. I definitely think that when we are having fun, it's a lot easier to sell and get people interested.
Yeah, and we're just making what we want to listen to, and it works because a lot of other people want to listen to the same stuff as us. We're trying to please ourselves most of the time, and
Yeah,
and that works pretty good because we are pretty picky too. So if it goes through at our station, it will go through a lot of other ones.
You'd be caught out if you weren't being authentic about this, not just on record, but on stage as well. I've seen a lot of bands live, and I recognize those who clearly are enjoying or happy in themselves and enjoying what they're doing on stage. It's different. It's a different feeling. It's infectious as well. If I look up there and I see, not necessarily that you've got smiles on your face or anything like that, but I can at least tell you're enjoying what you're doing. Then it will affect me. It's infectious. I'll feel it. The crowd will feel it. And suddenly,
Yeah,
at least in the hardcore scene, we've got our gig that's fully going off.
yeah,
yeah, both on the scene and off the scene, it has that way of working on people. Yeah, just if you enjoy it, people can see that enjoyment somehow. Yeah,
yeah. If I heard someone say once that if you're not having fun, how can you expect the audience to have fun?
yeah.
Yeah, simple as that. And there's lots of fun to be had, though. As we already said, April 10th, the tour starts, the European tour, and that's for Germany, Czech Republic, Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania again, and then ending it back in Germany. And of course, the summer festivals as well, which is a very lengthy list. I'm not going to read all of that out. It's all out there. You should definitely check them out. But further beyond that, goals wise, what's a realistic goal you'd like to achieve before the end of this year, or maybe into 2026?
Yeah, I think we're crossing the Atlantic before next year. We need to either US, Canada, or Mexico, South somewhere, something like that. We need to get over there. Just
Yeah.
starting to spread some seeds somehow. If it's possible, we're doing our best right now, calling around and doing whatever we can just to make it happen. So I can't promise anything, but we're doing our best. Because it's something else. Doing Europe is just putting yourself in a car and just go there and touring the US or anything. There's visas, there's shit, there's a lot of other rules and stuff like that. It's expensive. So we're doing our best, and but fingers crossed, we'll get over there this year.
Fingers crossed indeed. What an achievement that will be, even if it doesn't happen this year, into 2026 as well. Because while, for example, there's plenty of festivals going on, the UK festival scene is pretty much done this year, e.g. booked up and ready to go. But 2026 is always a possibility, right? And fingers crossed you're over this way. We've got many venues that need to be decimated by you, particularly at that point. I'd imagine even more new music is in the works. But for now, we've got these tours, we've got these festivals. We've got this plan potentially to try and get over to America. We've got an album that's only a couple of months old, so it's still got so much life left in it. Loved by none, hated by all. Simon, Nicolai, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. You can find us at gbhbl.com and across all social media platforms. And if you really want to give us a bit of extra support, please consider buying us a cup of coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you.